what's up, Fireside? Justin here with the Kung Fu Garden Podcast. Welcome to this Kung Fu Garden Live right here on Fireside. We have a special episode today with our guest. We have our guest today, martial arts instructor at the Ernie Reyes West Coast World Martial Arts, Destiny Reyes. Destiny, I'm turning on your video right now.
Hello.
Hey, Destiny, how are you?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. How are
I'm
you?
good. How are you? Okay. Perfect. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure that everything's set up here. Okay. Good. Thank you so much for joining today.
I think I did. Thank you for having me. Before we start, so I am get some background.
Hold on one second, Destiny. You're breaking up a little bit.
Let me try and figure this out. 1 second.
No worries.
I'm going to try and leave and come right back.
Okay, no problem. Meanwhile, while we're waiting to Destiny get back, yeah, this is a special episode. So for anybody who doesn't know, we are here to talk about Ernie Reyes Jr., who recently had a kidney transplant and is currently recovering. And Destiny's going to fill us in on all of that, and we're going to talk to Destiny, who is a martial artist herself, and like I said, an instructor at the Ernie Reyes West Coast World Martial Arts. I think she's back here, so there you are. Hey, Destiny, welcome back.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, perfect. Absolutely
awesome. Perfect. And can you see me too? I just want to make sure.
I don't see you yet, so let me see. Are you? Your video is not up yet. Have you turned it off there?
Let me see. I don't see an option to turn it on yet. Let me try clicking here.
Okay, there you go. So I invited you back to video mode.
Perfect. There we go.
Awesome. There you are. New technology. So yeah, we are here on the Fireside platform, a new platform by Mark Cuban is one of the founders, and Fallon Patemi, I believe is her last name, is the other founder. But it's a great way to connect with fans and with some people like yourself who have some information to share. So thank you for joining today.
Thank you for having us. Having me. It's an honor and it's a privilege. Appreciate it.
Very cool. So we're gonna jump right into it then. And the reason that I invited you on today is to talk about Ernie Reyes Jr., who recently had a kidney transplant and is currently recovering. Now, this was a little bit of a kind of a surprise, I think, for everybody. So first, let me introduce you to our audience, if you can. Can you talk a little bit about yourself, what you're currently doing with the Ernie Reyes West Coast World Martial Arts?
Yes, I can. So my name is Destiny Reyes. I am the middle child out of my dad's 5 children, and Ernie Jr. is my oldest brother. But I have been doing martial arts for my whole life. As you can imagine, I came literally kicking out of the womb by force and by choice. So I still do it full time. I still teach at the martial arts studio, and my dad has over 35 schools across the United States. So I work closely at the Santa Clara location in the Bay Area, but I help do all kinds of events and program for the Worldwide West Coast World Martial Arts Association. So that's just a little bit about who I am and how I'm related to Ernie. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Now, did you even have a choice with the martial arts, or was it something that you fought at the very beginning?
No, not at all. No choice, but I've loved it ever since. It's always been a passion of mine, and I don't think I'm ever going to stop. It seems like it's a trend in my family, but all 5 of his children have done martial arts, and we're all 5th degree black belts and higher. So it's super cool to have a family that all does something
That's
together
a
like
fierce
this.
family right there, right?
Yeah.
So give me then an update on how Ernie is doing. I know he's in recovery, and I believe he's out in Phoenix.
He is. He is. So first, I just want to say that he is like overwhelmed with just all of the support and the love and the response. I mean, all of this has happened within the span of just a few days or few weeks, but he is just feeling so eternally grateful. It just shows the impact that he's had on the world, especially being, an Asian American in the entertainment and martial arts industry. So being able to see that support come back to him has just been nothing short of amazing. But physically, he's doing well. It's been a few days since, or just about a week now since he's been out of his operation, but just taking it slowly, one day at a time. His doctors have said that his tests so far have been coming out positive. So that's great signs so far, but just got to continue, chipping away day by day and just being patient.
Yeah. Now, you said that it's been about a week or so. You described the getting the news as a little bit of a Christmas miracle because apparently this wasn't anything that was expected. So, what did it feel like to get that news, and how quickly did everybody have to hop to it and just get this done for Ernie?
It was truly a Christmas miracle because for those of you that don't know, just being on the kidney transplant wait list is a very, very long process. And they don't really give you a notification or an idea if you're going to be called. So for us, everything, especially for Ernie, he was actually not even in town when he heard the news. So
Wow.
he had to drop everything, and he was working at the time and just abort. He was out of town and fly over to Phoenix. He almost missed his operation. It was so at the last minute. But I
Wow.
think timing of everything just makes it a miracle. Stuart Emery says in his written Composure of Mastery that when we speak of miracles, we speak of events or experiences in the real world which are beyond the ordinary. And these were one of the moments that felt like beyond the ordinary for us, because after 6.5 years, which is a long time of doing dialysis and going through this whole journey with him, he finally got the news around Christmas. So it was just so fitting, and it just made hearing it that much more special. So for us, it definitely was a Christmas miracle.
The dialysis. Speaking of that, Ernie was on the show a little while ago, and he was in the middle of the dialysis procedure and everything like that. And it's like you said, it was 6.5 years of that. But when I talked to Ernie about that, his attitude about the whole thing was, it's just another thing that has to get done. Because I was feeling a little bit of pity for him because dialysis seems like such an arduous procedure to have to go through. But he shrugged it off and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? It's just something that has to be done. I still have things to do. I still have work that needs to get done." So, um, was that the attitude that you saw being around him during that dialysis, which again is like a 3 hour or 4 hour procedure every time you have to do it?
Yes.
Was that the strength that the strength that he showed when he had to kind of go through that every time?
Yes, absolutely. And doing dialysis just for one day already takes a lot of dedication, sacrifice, and self-discipline, because you have to go several times a week, and then each session is hours long. So imagine doing that for 6.5 years. But I think Ernie is showing us one of the greatest examples that we teach, or lessons we teach in martial arts. And that's just always focusing on the positives and the things that you can be grateful for, because there's 2 paths that you could essentially look at in any situation. Do you want to look at the things that you can't have, or the things that might be a little bit more negative? But for him, he knows he's going to have to do dialysis anyway. It's going to be part of his journey. So he's always remained and always looked on the bright side, always looked on the positives. And in life, another thing that we teach in martial arts is you're going to have challenges, you're going to have adversity, and that's inevitable. But what I think Ernie's doing a great example of doing is showing us the indomitable spirit to never ever quit and never give up. And in life, things are not going to be easy all the time. And this is just, even though he is in a more challenging spot, he's showing us that indomitable spirit, that warrior spirit, to persevere and just to remain hopeful, because that's all you can really do in situations like this.
Yeah, that positive attitude was really evident when we talked. I would describe him as being positive, but always having that eye to be ready for what could come, or for what may lie ahead. And I think he talked about that with acting and with martial arts training. Obviously, was that something that he just espoused as a person?
I think martial arts has really helped him develop that mindset, having that positive mental attitude and being able to adapt to continuous change in the universe and just be ready for everything. My dad always teaches us to just go with the flow and be, remain open and receptive to how things happen, and don't resist change too much. So I think, just doing all those years of martial arts and the teachings of my dad has helped him kind of have that mindset, that strong mental attitude, to take on any challenges or things that might be coming his way.
Now, this is one of those really tough challenges, though. I mean, it's got to be taxing on the mind and the spirit to have to pick up and go so far from home, and then to not even be able to come back to the safety of home and family while he's doing the recovery. I mean, how long is he going to be in recovery out there? Do you know?
It could be a month or longer. So he just has to be continuing, monitoring to make sure that everything looks good with the new kidney and everything like that. And then he's going to have to go back to, his life in Los Angeles, which is, he's basically starting over a new life. So just getting back onto his feet for the very first time. It's super exciting, but again, it's definitely challenging for him, but just staying positive wherever he can. Yeah.
Is that something that your dad, Ernie Reyes
Oh,
Sr.,
yeah.
just instilled in you guys? It seems like that's just something that all of you are just take to heart. That being positive and using that martial arts discipline to just keep you pushing forward.
Yes, absolutely. My dad has instilled that into us since the very beginning. And one thing he instills to not just us as a family or his children, but to his entire martial arts association is there's this quote by Charles Swindle, and it says that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. And he always was a stickler for that quote and really make sure we understood that, because it really comes down to, you're in charge of your attitude, and you control 90% of that, right? And he always ensured that we had a strong black belt mindset and a master's mindset to do the extraordinary. So by instilling that into us at a young age through martial arts, I think naturally all five of us, and especially Ernie, because he paved the way for the rest of us as siblings, but he has that strong mental attitude, and he knows how to, in situations like this, he was equipped from it. He's ready for anything like this or any challenge greater than this because of all of those years of practice that my dad has kind of guided us through.
Yeah, as strong as he is, though, and he's obviously super strong with that amazing mindset. It always helps to have that good support system in
Sure.
place. How are you guys as a family, as a community, as a martial arts community? How are you guys rallying to make sure that Ernie knows that you guys back?
Luckily for us, we have quite the big family. So we have our immediate Reyes family. And then, as I said, my dad and I, our family, we have a West Coast World Martial Arts Association of schools across the country. So we have that family as well. And even the broader martial arts community. So people outside of our association that just do martial arts in general. I think that we're just very fortunate to have all those families that surround us in our life. So we've been getting together and just sending our prayers, our love, and support, and just doing anything that we can to uplift his spirits and put him on a better path and a positive path. But I know that's helped him a ton, and we're just again so fortunate that we have all of these people in our circle to share the love with him.
Did you have you been able to see him since the operation?
No, I haven't been able to see him since he is in Arizona. I've talked to him on the phone, but yeah, I haven't been able to see him in person. Hopefully soon, though.
You know what? I think we're gonna try to get him in here to say hello if we
Sure.
can. So for everybody who's here, we have a surprise guest. Ernie Reyes Jr. himself is coming in to say hello, and it's an honor to have him take time out of his recovery when he should be healing to say hello. So I'm going to invite him up on the stage and see if he can come up and say a few words. But in the meantime, Destiny, how are you mentally and physically um, uh, processing all of this, knowing that Ernie's so far away and you still want to be able to help?
I think I just have to follow the same things that my brother does and just stay positive and remain positive for the rest of our family. So that's the only thing that we can do, and just continue sending, love and prayers his way, because that's what he needs the most right now.
Awesome. Awesome. And he is right there. Let me make sure that he's on. Ernie, how are you, brother? Can you hear me?
Oh, I think he's muted.
Ernie,
Ernie, you press that button.
let me unmute you. Where are you? I can't find out how to unmute you. Hey, Ernie, can you unmute yourself?
If you click that little monkey button, I think that you can unmute. Do you see it?
Ernie, hit that microphone down at the bottom. Ernie, can you hear me, brother? All right, hit that microphone down at the bottom of the screen.
There it is.
Yay!
Ernie, how are you, brother?
I'm hanging in there. I'm feeling really good. Every day is a challenge, but every day I feel better and better. So I see the light at the end of the tunnel. And yeah, I just feeling really grateful about everything.
That's awesome. You look amazing, brother. You look amazing.
Thank you.
So you're here and you're recovering in Phoenix right now. Destiny's has done a lot to help rally some support for you. Is it cool to have a sister that's got your back like that?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I was actually, shocked and surprised when I found out that she was doing a fundraiser for me. But it's just kind of a testament to her and our family in general that tribe and family is a very important thing for us, and that we all celebrate the good times together and the challenges together. So I'm really thankful that she did that. It was not something that I asked her to do. She wasn't prompted by anyone. It was just something that she did, and I think it says a lot about her. For all the people that have donated, it's a great feeling to know that people all around the world, most of which I don't know, are showing their love and support. So I'm really appreciative of it.
Well, Ernie, I mean, this goes without saying, but you've inspired a lot of people with the work that you've done. Obviously, the Reyes family inspires each other to greatness. You guys have such a tight knit. It seems like a tight knit group there, and then you have your whole martial arts community behind you as well. Destiny, what did prompt you to do something like this for Ernie? And we're gonna talk about that fundraiser shortly.
Sure. One of the biggest things that my dad has always taught us from a young age is being kind and giving love to others, especially on people in dire need, and in giving value, doing something for others without expecting anything in return. So those two lessons have always stuck with me, and I think I was raised that way. And if there's anything that you can do, even just the smallest gestures mean the world to somebody. And in martial arts, one of our missions is to impact and empower as many lives as possible through martial arts. And I think that mission is holding true through this. By creating this fundraiser, we're still following that mission and accomplishing that mission, but in a different way. So, we're impacting and empowering Ernie's life, because at the end of the day, his goal wasn't to become famous. His goal wasn't to be, that wasn't his goal in life. His goal was to inspire others. And I think it was time for us to return the favor and do the same for him.
Awesome. And speaking of that fundraiser, it is a GoFundMe right now to raise money for Ernie Reyes Jr.'s recovery. And that link will be in the show notes for everybody who's following. This is simulcasting right now to YouTube and to Twitch and all over the place. So, Destiny, do you have a link a short link that you can send right now to everybody?
I think I can try and get one. I'm not sure if it'll. Will it close out if I go out of the app on my phone?
No, no, don't worry about it. I will post it after this, and I'll make sure
Okay,
that
cool.
it's in the notes for everyone. But yeah, if you go on to GoFundMe and you look for Ernie Reyes Jr., there is a page right there that is collecting help for him. This is going to be a tough road for you, Ernie, because you're not going to be able to train. You're not going to be able to teach. So hopefully this will help out a bit. I mean, what kind of challenges are you going to be dealing with while you try to recover? Because you have no idea how long you're going to be there.
Well, yeah. I mean, initially, the first 4 to 6 weeks is really just about monitoring the new kidney and making sure that the body doesn't reject the new kidney. So you're all on all kinds of immune suppressant medicines that lower your immune system so that your body doesn't fight back and reject the kidney. Making sure that all your labs, when you get a kidney transplant, it's not like all of a sudden like, okay, great, now I got a new kidney and everything's back to normal. For 6.5 years, my body's been in a certain state. And so over the course of time, the kidney wakes up slowly and begins to gain more and more function as time goes on. So what they're really doing is tracking my progress, looking at all my labs, numbers that are high that need to be low are trending downward, and numbers that need to be high that are low are trending upward. So everything's looking good when it comes to that. And then after that 4 to 6 weeks, it's really about, for the first couple of months, my main form of exercise will just be walking. You've had, an organ transplant is a very serious operation, and just getting past the point of the incision healing up, then you have all the internal things that are going on as well. So, walking is going to be my like strenuous activity that I get to do for a couple of months. So I'll have to ease back into the personal training and the training of fighters and that kind of thing. As an actor, I will be available, but you can't really count on that kind of work to take care of your family because it's up and down, and you never know, when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen. But yeah, it's really about over the next, I'd say 3, 4 months is about just slowly building back up, my physical condition. Right now, I'm able to kind of stand up, walk around the house slowly, things like that. Maybe this week I'll try to take a walk up the street and back, and then slowly build up, walking around the block, and then taking longer walks, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And that's just going to, be a process. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to necessarily be able to jump back into the physical work that I normally do, which is, training UFC fighters, training personal clients, that kind of thing, where I'm holding pads and that kind of thing. So I'll have to focus my attention on some other things. I will be able to make some appearances here and there, but again, those things are kind of always up in the air. You don't know, month to month whether you're going to make an appearance or you're not going to make an appearance,
Yeah.
and so it'll be just about basically easing back into life. I do have to say that it's a game changer for me to get a new kidney, and probably the hardest thing for me is to sit still and not because I'm used to just going 100 miles an hour. So for me, it takes a lot of discipline to just sit still, but I know it's time to recover and heal up, and I need to be patient with that. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate what Destiny has done. It makes the transition from where I'm at now over the next month and into the next few months a lot less stressful. It gives me kind of 1 or 2 beats to breathe as I get back into things, but I look forward to bouncing back better than ever.
Yeah, and no doubt you're going to do that. You've done it all your life and your whole career, so that's not going to be a shock to anybody. But can you give me an idea of what your reaction was immediately when you found out that there was a kidney ready for you? Is that something that you can ever be ready for?
Well, you kind of have to put it out of your mind when you're waiting for 6.5 years. You can't every day go, oh, I wonder if today's going to be the day. In the
Mm,
beginning, you kind of do that. Then you slowly realize like that's not probably the optimum way of looking at it. So you kind of put it out of your mind and you say, I'm going to cross that bridge when I come to it. I was in Hawaii making an appearance at the Maui Comic Con, and my whole family was with me. It was our last day there. We were scheduled to leave back to Los Angeles the following morning. So we're sitting on a beach, a double rainbow appears, and then my phone rings and Lotus picks it up and says, Dad, Mayo Clinic is calling. And
wow.
so in there, we kind of got the news that there was a kidney available for me. We all had a moment there and shed some tears of joy.
I'm
And then I hopped
sure.
on a that night and I landed in Phoenix at 7 a.m., took an Uber to the hospital, and then was in surgery by like 8:30. So it was been a kind of whirlwind, a whirlwind basically. And here we are. I think I'm like 10 days out from surgery, feeling a lot better. The first week was really tough. You just get out of surgery, you're cut wide open, and you're just trying to keep it together. I could barely move, and so I've made a lot of progress. Fortunately, all my martial arts training comes in handy because I'm in good shape, and for my age, I'm a young, 50 years old next
Yep,
month,
yep.
and so I'm healing up quickly, and my progress, the transplant team is really happy with.
That's a pretty amazing Christmas and birthday gift, then, huh?
Yeah, all rolled into one. Best Christmas ever, and great way to start off the new year and celebrate my 5-0.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Now, yeah, we're still in the middle of this whole pandemic, and it's still crazy. What are you guys doing to stay safe and make sure that that you are out of harm's way until you're back on your feet?
Staying right here.
No, that's
Not
good.
moving from this position.
You're gonna
Hey,
have
listen, I got to
someone come out soon.
So I got a doctor's appointment on Zoom in about 3 minutes. I just wanted to pop in, say hello. Thank you so much, Destiny, and I appreciate you, Jeff, helping us promote my sister's fundraiser. I know you always have my back. I know we're working on some cool projects together as well, and so
We
I
are,
look
we are.
forward to the future. And thanks very much for having us today.
All right, thank you so much for popping in. Listen, recover well, recover strong. No doubt you'll be back better than ever. Congratulations on getting to where you are, and be safe, brother.
All right, thank you.
Awesome, Destiny. How cool was that to have him pop on there and say hello?
It was cool. It was the first time I saw him face to face, actually, post operation. So that was awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, now, speaking of everything that's going on, now that you got to see him, got to talk to him a little bit, and he's looking good. What's the next step for you as the family out here or out there in LA for him?
Just continuing to support as much as we can, just sharing the fundraiser, just being, doing anything we can for him. Again, like as he said, he can't quite jump back into things. So we're just doing whatever we can as an entire family. And luckily, we have an entire organization to help just pave the way for him and his immediate family as well. So just being there for Ernie and then being there for his children and his wife, Lisa, as well.
That's awesome. And how are they coping, by the way? Are they good to go with everything that's going on? They know Dad's going to be away for a while.
I think they're going to be okay too. I'm sure it's tears of joy more than, tears, just regular tears. So
Yes,
it's a new life for him. And I think that's super, super exciting, and no better way to start the new year than hearing that, their dad is going to get another chance at a healthier and a happier life. So I think they're going to
nice.
be just fine. And we're always there to support them in the background.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Listen, it's amazing what you're doing. It's always inspiring to hear what the Reyes family is doing in and out of martial arts. Best of luck on the fundraiser, and
Thank you.
for everybody that needs to find out more information about that, the information will be in the show notes for this podcast. It will be in the show notes for the simulcast on YouTube and Twitch as well. So if you have the means, and Ernie Reyes has inspired you at all, and you want to show him a little bit of love, please do what you can to get him back on his feet. It's going to be a little bit of a road for him, so he could use all the help that he can get. Destiny, thank you so much for setting that all up. There are a lot of people out there that were inspired by not just Ernie Reyes Jr., but Ernie Reyes Sr., the whole Reyes clan. So thank you for putting that all together. And I mean, that's all we can do. We can give as much help as we can, and hopefully Ernie can take the ball and run with it. That's awesome.
For sure. Thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate you giving us the chance to talk and have this conversation, and then just spreading the word to support Ernie any way that we can. So thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you for the time. Again, best of luck. Hope your holidays were great. Have an awesome new year. It's an amazing 2021 already for Ernie. So hopefully that spreads out to his martial arts community and to you guys and to all of his fans out there. So
Definitely.
Be safe. And I hope to hear from you guys very soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you, guys. And if there's anybody in the audience that wants to say anything to Destiny, please feel free to jump in and say something, say anything. But otherwise, this episode will be released tomorrow. So if you want to hop in on the GoFundMe, you'll find that in the show notes. And like I said, Ernie could use the help. So everybody, use that spirit, that martial arts spirit, that dragon spirit that Ernie has shared with you all, and